OTB2 Capital G here, got a pretty super duel for you guys to check out. And if you're one of those cynics who doesn't watch the anime because you think, oh man, it doesn't matter how low the protagonist gets, even when they get to 100 life points, they're always gonna make the epic comeback. It's so unbelievable, Cap, that never happens in real life. You probably need to watch this duel because I'm telling you, stuff like that does happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time. You might not always see it, but it does actually happen. So this duel, we got Gem Knights down at the bottom. I believe there's some Thunder Dragons. Yeah, there's some Thunder Dragons in here. Gems and Thunder Dragons work together really well. They're both fusion based, and you know, gems have some Thunder fusions like Prismora, so it does kind of work. And then you got Cubics at the top, and after this video, you will believe this shit. Let's see what's going to happen. I believe that the gems are up first, then. He is actually going to be able to go into Phantom Quartz relatively easily. Phantom Quartz going to get him that Gem Knight fusion for the first Prismora, which I believe is not long for this world. He'll probably, okay, so he does turn that into, is that Super Bolt? No, I think that's Thunder Dragon Lord. Okay, I thought he turned it into Super Bolts, but Thunder Dragon Lord requires a fusion monster. Okay, not just like a Thunder monster. He's going to activate the effect. Then he goes into Cap G's probably second favorite card of all time, Lady Brilliant Diamond. I'm sorry, this is so inappropriate, but every time I see Lady Brilliant Diamond, I can't help but think that ass though. I have like 10 of these cards in real life, all of them ultra rare, of course. I feel like she was only printed in ultra rare out of, what was that damn set from Arc V? Clash of Rebellion. That was all the Gem Knight stuff because of the girl in the anime. Anyways, so let's see. Cubics are actually going to do something weird. He summons Duza, he drops Unification in the graveyard. He went into battle phase. He only did that so that he could go into main phase 2. He only did that so that he could summon this card specifically, Clara and Rushka. I don't know why they changed the name. What was wrong with Lucica? Like, these name changes are so bizarre and unnecessary, but he does that so that he can activate the unification of the Cubics. Anytime a Cubic monster leaves the field, you can banish this and summon another Cubic monster. So I've actually seen people Cubic spam or Cubic Link spam by doing this. Like, you summon one Duza and then you get it off the field using Unification, banish Unification, and you constantly can summon Duzas and drop more in the graveyard. So that's kind of what he's doing here. I believe he's going to go for one of the Nightmares. Nightmare Cerberus to get rid of Lady Brilliant Diamond. Summons another one, drops another Unification in the grave. This is kind of how Cubics kind of like link spam. It's not the best way of link spamming, but it is the way that they have to kind of use it. He's never going to run out of like Cubic monsters as long as he has these Unifications in the grave. You only get 3 of them, so technically I guess you do run out. And he did use Nightmare Unicorn. Now he's choosing not to protect the Decode Talker, which I don't know if I'd give up. Like, I feel like these two monsters are both better on the field than Decode Talker, so I kind of get it. Plus, you might be able to summon a Phantom Quartz next turn anyway, so he's like, yo, you can just take the Decode Talker. He is going to kaiju the one of the Thunder Dragon, like he kaiju'd the Super Bolt Dragon, which I didn't quite understand because it's like, this guy's 28 and this guy's 26. You actually gave him more damage, so that was just weird that he would actually do that. So anyways, let's see how this is gonna go. Rescue Bunny is going to get him 2 copies of Lapis, and you see it was really easy for him to be able to go right back into his extra monster zone and get another copy of Phantom Quartz. That's why he let his Decode Talker die. It's better to get Phantom Quartz on field than it is to get Decode Talker, because Phantom Quartz has the Rhoda built into it, and then it lets you fuse as well. So here Prismora is actually going to start being summoned. He's probably going to use the effect of both of them. Don't quote me on that. The first one is going to be used on Unicorn. This was maybe a mistake. Well, no, I guess he eventually had to do it. See, the thing about this Cubic in particular, this is Cubic Buster Gundo. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect or battle, you can actually target 3 Cubic monsters in your graveyard, and you get to special summon all of them. Well, I believe it's up to 3 monsters. So he's going to get 2 more copies of Duza. That effect to Fool's Burial, one of your Cubic cards, is not a hard once per turn, as you saw in the first turn, and he's going to drop 2 copies of Cubic Karma in the grave. This is the Cubic's Rhoda if you activate it from the graveyard. If you activate it on the field, it does something completely different that is not a Rhoda. That pumps up your monsters by like 800 attack per V-Gem that you send to the graveyard. But from the graveyard, it's really good. So he is going to pop one of the Duzas, and he's going to get him really close to actually death here. This is potentially an OTK. No, it's not. not. He gets on the 50 life points, and at the point of this video, you have to ask yourself, can he pull off an anime 50 life point comeback that the cynics out there say cannot be done? I'm thinking the answer is yes, because he does have 2 copies of Rhoda in his graveyard. Those cubic karmas are also not hard once per turn, these search effects. That's the great thing about cubics. It's really not built like an Arc V deck, because like so many of their effects are not hard once per turns. He's gonna summon not 1 but 2 copies of the Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. And if you don't know, this card's very similar to BLS. It can attack twice as long as it runs over a monster. But what really puts this card over the top is the 3000 burn damage that it does to both players. And when you combine it with Cubic Wave, which is just nuts, you actually double the attack of your monster, and then you cut your opponent's monster in half. That is actually ridiculous. And I think he's going to, no, okay, I thought he was going to do something else. But he decides, nope, all I need to do is attack twice cap, and it's GG no Re. And both of them have this effect as well. So even if he didn't win on this attack involving Phantom Quartz, he still would have been able to use his second one to attack both of these monsters. And if he didn't win after that point, then they both would have probably just died, because the 3000 burn damage that this guy does, I actually think that that might be it. I think that's a hard once per turn, but I know that that effect is not optional. You don't get to choose whether you burn both of you guys for 3000. It just does it automatically. So, you know, you got to make sure that this card isn't on the field. Maybe he could have exceeded into, like, I don't know, Gustav Max or something like that to avoid dying, but the duel was over anyway. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that short little duel. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.